house, or one of your moose heads lands on one of us and kills us, that sort of thing. Yes, yes, said my mother, as if she had to sign waivers for accidental moosehead fatalities all the time. That makes sense, and obviously I'd need to discuss it with my husband first, but I know he'll be happy. He loves your music. This, I suspected, was untrue. My father liked rugby songs and bawdy opera, but he did like fuss and attention, and he did like his house, and anyone who liked his house was always going to go down well with him. Birdie left a few minutes later. I noticed a small pile of dry skin pickings on the table by her mug, and felt a bit sick. The shoot for the video lasted 2 days, and was much more boring than I thought it would be. There was endless time spent finessing light readings and getting the scruffy band members to repeat actions over and over again. They were all dressed alike, in brownish clothes that looked like they might smell, but didn't, because a lady with a clothes rail had brought them along in clear plastic bags. By the end of the day, the song was embedded inside my head like a trapped fly. It was a terrible song, but it went to number 1, and stayed there for 9 long, dreadful weeks. The video was on every TV screen you passed. Our house, there, on view to millions. It was a good video, I'll give it that. And I got a minor thrill from telling people it was my house in the video. But the thrill faded as the weeks passed. Because long after the film crew had left, long after the single had dropped out of the charts, long after their next single dropped out of the charts, Birdie Dunlop Evers, with her bead eyes and her tiny teeth, was still in our house.
Chapter 7. Libby works for an expensive kitchen design company. She's head of sales, based in a showroom in the centre of St Albans, near to the cathedral. She has 2 sales managers and 2 assistant sales managers beneath her, and an assistant sales director, a senior sales director and a managing director above her. She's halfway up the ladder that has been the focus of her existence for the past 5 years. In her head, Libby has been building a bridge towards a life that will begin when she is 30. When she is 30, she will be the director of sales, and if she is not, then she will go elsewhere for a promotion. Then she will marry the man whom she is currently trying to find both online and in real life, the man with the smile lines and the dog and/or cat, the man with an interesting surname that she can double-barrel with Jones, the man who earns the same as or more than her, the man who likes hugs more than sex and has nice shoes and beautiful skin and no tattoos and a lovely mum and attractive feet. The man who is at least 5'10", but preferably 5'11" or over. The man who has no baggage and a good car and a suggestion of abdominal definition, although a flat stomach would suffice. This man has yet to materialise, and Libby is aware that she is possibly a little over-prescriptive. But she has 5 years to find him and marry him, and then another 5 years to have a baby. Maybe 2, if she likes the first one. She's not in a rush. Not yet. She'll just keep swiping left, keep looking nice when she goes out, keep accepting invitations to social events, keep positive, keep slim, keep herself together, keep going. It's still hot when Libby gets up for work, and there's a kind of pearlescent shimmer in the air, even at 8 in the morning. She'd slept all night with the bedroom window open, even though she knew women were advised not to. She'd arranged glasses in a row along her windowsill so that if a man did break in, at least she would have some warning. But still she tossed and turned all night, the sheets twisted and cloying beneath her body. The sun had woken her up from a brief slumber, laser bright through a tiny gap in her curtains, heating the room up again in minutes. For a moment, everything had felt normal, and then it hadn't. Her thoughts switched violently to yesterday, to the dark house and the linen fold panels, the secret staircase, the rabbit's foot, the pale blue roses on the side of the crib. Had that really happened? Was that house still there, or had it turned to particles in her wake? She's the second to arrive at work that morning. Dido, the head designer, is already behind her desk and has got the air conditioning running. The iced air feels exquisite against her clammy skin, but she knows in half an hour she'll be freezing and wishing she'd brought a cardigan. "Good morning," says Dido, not looking up from her keyboard. How did it go? She told Dido yesterday in confidence that she needed the day off to visit a solicitor about an inheritance. She didn't tell her about being adopted or the possibility of the inheritance being a house. She'd said it was an elderly relative and suggested that she might be in line for a few £100. Dido had got very excited about the possibility of a few £100, and at the time Libby wasn't sure she'd be able to face her reaction if she told her the truth. But now that she's here, and it's just the two of them, and it's Tuesday morning, and she won't be seeing her best friend April until the weekend, and she hasn't really got anyone else she can tell, she decides maybe it would be good to share, that maybe Dido, who is 12 years older than her, will have something wise or useful to impart to help make her make sense of the whole ridiculous thing. "I've inherited a house," Libby says, running water into the Nespresso machine. "Ha ha,"